Hello and welcome to our latest episode of Claret and Blue with me, Mat Kendrick. Now, we've got a special guest this week, but we're probably going to have to go down a bit of a game of Guess Who. Now, all will become clear fairly quickly, hopefully, but we've got a couple of questions for this guest. Are you Geezer Butler?
No, I'm not Geezer, no.
Are you Tony Iommi?
No, I'm not Tony either.
Are you any other random member of Black Sabbath?
Are there any random members of Black Sabbath?
They're pretty famous, aren't they, to be fair? Are you Sharon Osbourne?
I think by now people will have sussed out that I am not Sharon Osbourne.
Are you Paul McCartney?
No, I'm not. I wish I'd got his money, but no, I'm not Paul McCartney either.
Are you Aston Villa European Cup winner Tony Morley?
No, I'm not Tony Morley either.
So I think we're getting there now. Are you Chris Burton?
Yes, correct. I am that person, yes.
So people who wonder what I've been banging on about for the last minute and a half may have missed a little bit of a social media storm that has Aston Villa fans have been trying to track down or trying to establish who you are. And to a bit of context, Aston Villa released their new Adidas kit for the new season earlier this week and did it with a brilliant video. Absolutely, it's gone viral, this video. It has included Ozzy Osbourne, it has included Geezer Butler, it's included Aston Villa manager Unai Emery and some of the first team stars. Now, there was a frame, or actually, I think I'm doing you a disservice here. There was a cameo in this video in which you appeared, and people were wondering, who is he? Is he a rock star? Is he a former Playboy footballer? Should we know who this guy is? Now, Chris, can you tell us how it came about? So you're actually, you work as an extra. So you do TV work, you do video work, you do promo work. Tell us how you got involved in this brilliant Villa video.
Well, the word extra isn't used too much these days. We're commonly known as essays or supporting artistes, darling.
Oh, right. Sorry, I've undersold you there. As a supporting artiste.
Yeah. This particular job came as a shout out from a very good casting agency called Wilkins, Birmingham based, Brindley Place, I think they are. Anyway, they basically were looking for an extra body really to do this promotional video in what they called a non-featured role, and they gave me the date and everything, and I was available, so I was just on my way to the Villa ground as a non-featured job to be in the background. But then about 2 days before it actually came about, I got a phone call saying, seeing as you're a local boy, do you have a Birmingham accent? And I said, well, I can put it on as much as you like, really, or not so much. And they said, oh, that's great. Yeah, we'll tell the production team, and we'll take it from there, see if they want to use you. So, yeah, okay. And then the day of filming, Julie arrived and went up to the Villa ground. It was all going on. It was a very busy day, a very nice busy day, with various different shots being done and everything. And I actually didn't get a tap on the shoulder until about 3:00 in the afternoon. And then they said, Chris, come with me and we'll put you some kit on now. And we'll take you into the dressing room. And it was there that it was revealed that the lines that I was going to have to deliver, because it was still not confirmed that I would actually be delivering lines. And I said, well, am I going to have to take some time out to learn these lines? And they said, oh, it's nothing that grandiose. It's just, a few little sentences. So don't worry about it. You'll remember it. And basically that was it. We were in the actual players' dressing room. And that's where all the filming took place. And, they did a couple of run feeds. There were a couple of scenes that weren't actually used in the video, but cutting room floor scenario and all that. But, that's basically how it happened. And my non-featured role went to quite a featured role and speak and delivering the lines. So, yeah, good day.
I won't pry too much into the financial arrangements, but if it goes from a non-featured role to a speaking role, do you get an extra kind of sausage roll and a can of Coke in the canteen, or how does it work?
It basically doubled my allowance, shall I say? Yeah.
Well, that's nice work.
Much more rewarding having a speaking role.
So, can you remember your line?
Do you want me down the middle or over to the left?
I thought you were asking me in terms of which camera you were speaking into. Then I thought people should have watched this. I mean, we're obviously a Villa fan podcast, so Villa fans have been all over this new kit and this video this week. So I'm sure they will have seen by now that video. But so you're in the dressing room, and I think even Villa fan favourite, the goalkeeper Emi Martinez, asks the question, doesn't he? He says, "Well, who are you?" Doesn't he? I think.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Who is this guy? Yeah. I think that's what's promoted quite a lot of this interest. People trying to find it. Well, yeah, who is this guy? It's me. Just thinking about the actual day as well, and the way it all sort of just panned out. I could tell that it was going to be quite a special day because I forgot to tell you this a bit earlier, but once I'd arrived at the Villa ground, they actually take your camera, your phone off you and put tape over the camera lenses so that you won't be taking any surreptitious photographs of this new kit, because obviously they want to go for the big reveal. And even when you're moving around the ground doing the various shots and everything, you have to wear like a robe and cover it up so that no sneaking cameras can actually see what the kit was going to be like until it was actually released this week.
You never think about it like that, because obviously, with technology nowadays, not only have you got your mobile phones and get it across social media, but people can fly drones across the stadium and all that kind of thing. So it was proper high security environment then. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, and they sort of kept us in a holding pen really until we were actually called for and dressed up. Yeah.
So for people who aren't used to the industry like you are, I mean, how much you say? So you were hanging around for kind of 2 or 3 hours when you got there.
Yeah, because we're not privy to what the actual shooting arrangements are and which take priority and where they're actually going to be doing it and with whom. So you're all sort of held together until you're actually called out to do your particular role, whether it would be actually wearing the kit and running around on the pitch or just actually having still photographs taken. So not really knowing too much about what was going on, you basically sat round, I think it was the Trinity Road entrance. There's like a little bar area there. So we just held there until, like I said before, we just got the tap on the shoulder to say, "You're on, kid."
So other than your brilliant talent and the fact that you got a Brummie twang and stuff, what do you think it was that got you the call? Because I wondered if it's because there's a Black Sabbath theme with Ozzy and Geezer Butler. You got the kind of, with respect, you got that look of a kind of an aging rock star, if you don't mind me saying.
It's very kind of you to say so, but well, actually, we didn't know on that particular day when they were filming it that Ozzy and Geezer were going to be actually involved in it. We didn't know any of the periphery of how this video was going to manifest itself at all. So when I first saw it, I didn't get a sneak preview either, but when it first got released on Tuesday, to see Ozzy in there and Geezer, it was quite a surprise, and nice surprise, and I think it's a cracking video. It's really, really good fun, and like you said a bit earlier, a bit quirky, and it presses the right buttons, I think.
You're not actually a football fan, are you? Much of a fan, really, Chris?
Not on a local level, no. Unfortunately, all you Villa fans, sorry. I do like watching football, but more on a national scale. Especially with England getting to the Euro finals was great. But I'm not, like as you said, Matt. I'm not the biggest football fan in the world at a local level, but yeah. So I wouldn't understand some of the terminology that you were you were testing me out with about formations and if how Villa were going to do. But I do apologise, all you Villa fans. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You've kind of brightened up our week anyway. In terms of, so your football view, did you say you'd been to Villa Park for some event though in the past, some kind of corporate function or something?
Yeah, I think in my real career, I have been to the Villa ground for corporate launch events in the telecoms industry before, so I knew where it was. That's a tick in the box. So yeah, it was weird going back there, actually, to be honest. They've spruced it up quite a lot.
What's the kind of life as an extra? You know, we've seen Ricky Gervais's sitcom around it, but what's it like? I mean, how often do you get work? How does this compare to the kind of variety of work that you normally get?
It's really good, interesting work, to be honest. You get asked to go on quite a few productions, but you never really get to know, unless it's something big like Poldark or Mary Queen of Scots or some of the other things that I've been involved in. You don't really know too much about it until you actually get there, what it's like. And they tend, the various agencies tend to pick people that won't have to travel far, because can be quite an early start sometimes, sort of 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, there is a lot of waiting around, waiting for your actual part, because you're at the beck and call of the real actors in these things, and they have to get those all sorted out. And it's not, you have to be ready at the drop of a hat, ready to sort of get your little bit done. But it is really interesting work. I must say though, it sort of spoils a lot of watching normal TV and films for me, because you're always looking at the camera angles and how they're delivering the lines, and that where all the cuts are going to be, and so it sort of spoils it a little bit, the magic of TV for me in that respect. But it's really interesting to see how things are put together and the various camera angles and the line delivery. It's just fascinating somehow. It's good. It's good fun.
Do you? I mean, you said with the Villa video, you didn't really realise what that was going to look like until it was released publicly at the same time that everybody else saw it. Do you find yourself, if you're doing like little kind of bits of TV extra work, do you find yourself, waiting until that first episode's out and then kind of, just scrutinising it, seeing, well, I should be in there and that kind of thing?
I did that recent production called This Town. That was set Birmingham, Coventry way, wasn't it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I did a couple of shoots over at Coventry, but what happened with that is when it first got released, I think I was in episode 1 actually, and I saw it, and me and my wife were watching it, and then the more I thought about it, I thought, hang on a minute, I did more filming. There should be more bits of me in this, and it wasn't until episode 3 came along that I suddenly, oh yeah, there's another bit in the same pub. I seem to get typecast as a pub goer for some reason. I don't know why, but and it wasn't until I'd seen episode 3 that it sort of all came back about the filming for that episode that I'd done, that I'd completely forgotten about.
In terms of back on the Villa thing, I can see a Villa shirt or a Villa replica shirt kind of hanging over your shoulder there, kind of, a nostalgic retro one. If you're not a kind of massive Villa fan, I'm not sure you'd necessarily have a big opinion of it, but it seems to have gone down really well, not just the video, but this kit. I mean, Adidas is obviously a classic brand as well for kind of sports fans and fashion fans, I suppose. But what did you think of it? Was it a comfortable fit? Did you like the look of it? Can you see yourself in that with that kind of look? Yeah,
but I didn't really get much of a chance to actually study it. It was a case of, there you go, there's the shirt, there's the shorts, there's the trainers, get them on, get down into the dressing room. But the one funny thing was, I was in a bit of a rush to leave the ground after I'd done my little bit, and they were doing an outside scene where there were a few other SAs in the terraces, and they said, we can't really use you on this shot, Chris, because you've featured so much in the dressing room that people will wonder, well, what's that guy now doing on the terraces? So they said, you know, you're free to go. So I said, right, okay, that's cool, you know, sign me off. And I quickly took the kit off and then jumped in my car. And it wasn't until I think driving back that I got a phone call. I pulled up to take the call, and they said, Chris, you know, you've actually left now, haven't you? And I said, yeah, I'm just driving home. They said, what did you do with the trainers, Chris? And I thought, what did I do with the trainers? And I had a quick look around the car and I couldn't see them. I said, I'm sure I put them with the rest of the kit, because they were so hot on this security thing and being leaked and everything. And I had to have a look around the car just to make sure that I hadn't still got them. And I said, no, they're definitely not with me. I said, you have a look where. I told them exactly where I'd left the rest of the kit. I said, please go and have a look and let me know. And so, yeah, carried on back. And then probably about, I think it was when I got home, they actually called me back up and said, yeah, you're off the hook. You haven't nicked the trainers. They're with the rest of the kit.
That was an absolute pleasure for me. It's very rare I actually get to do some proper journalism now and track down somebody and solve a mystery. So I just wanted to kind of thank you, Chris. And actually, I will ask one final question before I let you go. What's it been like? Because I think, was it your daughter who said that your presence in this video has created a little bit of a I don't know, a little storm and a little bit of a vibe?
Yeah, it was my daughter that first got the questions about, is your dad in a Villa video? And then I'm getting questions from as far afield as Australia. People said that one of the local guys that my daughter, and son-in-law knows, actually messaged me from Australia. So obviously you're doing something right with this Villa TV stuff. It's being watched by people over in Australia, the expats and stuff. So it was Lottie, and it was Tom that bought me my son bought me the shirt, and it was Lottie that alerted me to the fact that it's creating quite a bit of media storm, this mystery person.
Well, listen, it's an absolute pleasure to track you down. I'm fascinated to learn that even people in Australia are asking about you. If you get a cameo in Neighbours or Home and Away, that's purely down to the Claret and Blue podcast. So we'll claim credit for that. But listen, thank you, Chris. Thanks for being such a brilliant sport. Thanks for solving the mystery that's been the talk of Aston Villa Twitter for the last couple of days. Okay.
One last thing I want to say is, Sharon, you seen my Preds?
Hey, blimey, that's good, that, isn't it? I'm telling you, listen, I reckon you're going to be inundated with offers from everywhere, mate, at the back of this. But thank you so much. You've been watching me, Mat Kendrick, with the mystery man, Chris Burton. Until next time, thanks for your time, Chris, and up the Villa.